Let us know what's up on our KOM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the CNMI, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
The Hotspot continues on Facebook, on YouTube, and on KUAM TV8. And our friends over at Guam Business Magazine announced their 2021 Executive of the Year. And it's a very good friend of ours at KUM, Edward G. Untalan. We always known him as Easy Ed. So Ed, congratulations, my friend.
Or Ready Eddie, whichever one.
Well, very, very well deserved.
Thank you.
So glad, someone I've had the pleasure of interviewing for years. You've always brought so much to the island for the business sector. I've always known you as someone who has intimate knowledge of finance, and now you know what it's like to be Executive of the Year. So, as I said, heavy hangs the head that wears the crown. So what does this honor mean to you, and what do you plan to do, while you have that distinguished title?
Well, when I first walked in, you said I always, attribute the success to somebody else. So I have to attribute the success first. All glory and honor goes to God.
Absolutely.
Because he's given me everything. He's given me a loving wife who's put up with me for 33 years. He's given me a family, and more importantly, he's given me staff and co-workers that really make it all happen. So when I sat back and was thinking about whether I was going to accept the nomination or not, I really thought hard, and I said, okay, I'm going to do it, but it's to really recognize the first Hawaiian bank team here on Guam and Saipan, because they make it happen. I'm just a caretaker. They're all the workers.
Now, I remember you were one of the first interviews that we did when the pandemic was first happening, and your very fine work with the Guam Banking Association is you were saying, it is critical that ATMs stay open. We're moving to this new electronic banking paradigm where that is, the first and foremost, like the primary means of interacting with clients.
Right.
Making sure we were in a contactless environment. So you did a lot of creative work and probably took on a little bit more risk maybe than you're used to and everything. So take me through that process and what the last 2 years have meant to bankers.
When the onset of the pandemic hit us, we were always constantly in communication with our head office. And nobody knew what was going on. We had contingency plans all prepared and approved. Nobody had this in mind, right? So it was almost like they said, okay, Ed, you got to do what you need to do. Our first and foremost objective was we have to keep the branches open, number one. Number two, we got to protect our customers. And number three, more importantly, we got to protect our staff. So we just started thinking outside the box. What do we need to do? How do we shift them? Do we adjust the hours? So we immediately said, okay, we got to get the plexiglasses. And that's what we did. We got the shields up. And Hawaii says, well, we don't have enough material out here. It's like, don't worry, we sourced it, we got it. Especially in Saipan, we are separated from our brothers and sisters in Saipan. So we had to rely on our management team. You got to find them, you got to put them out. And then we said, well, we got to keep the social distance. So we started using the blue tape and we started laying it all out. And really, it was just, looking at how to be able to best serve the customers and keep everybody protected. We were spending thousands of dollars on PPEs, masks, gloves, sprays, etc. And we were having meetings daily. Briefs in the morning, debriefs in the afternoon, next morning, what are we going to do, how are we going to prepare? And that was running us through all the way through, I think, September 2020. And then I caught it. And, firsthand, and it kicked the crap out of me.
I remember you saying that, yeah. It's pretty hard.
And I was out for almost 2 months. But the fortunate thing is, my doctor was very progressive. He gave me ivermectin. He gave me 2 doses. He gave me, tripled my D3, my zinc, and my vitamin C. Told me what to do, told me how to sleep, and more importantly, he gave me an oximeter. And he told me, look, this is what's going to happen. So I had a fever.
You probably had that thing on your finger more than you did your wedding ring, right?
Shh, don't tell anybody.
Yeah, okay.
So what we did was just constantly had to change, and we're evolving. And as a result, one of the things we're doing as a bank is really moving towards the digital age, if you may. And so we're trying to upgrade all our systems, our mobile applications, our ATMs, etc. And right now, it's interesting that you asked because for the last 2 years, we've been going through this massive training and preparing and building a software platform that integrates everything. So the end of this month, we are actually going to be shutting down on the 27th, converting all our data, and then come Labor Day weekend, the next day, Tuesday, we're flipping the switch on, and I'm praying all the lights go up.
I was going to say Godspeed to First Hawaiians, like IT guys. I've been there, like our thoughts are with you. But you guys are true professionals, and I'm a client of First Hawaiian, and I mean, the online systems are top notch. I've never had a problem with it and everything. But also the people that you employ, the true assets of your business and everything like that. They have not wavered one iota. Everyone is the utmost professional, and they're focused on the mission and keeping themselves safe, keeping the client safe.
Yeah. We have some core values at the First Hawaiian Bank, and that's why I joined FHB, because they had core values that were similar to my core values. Caring. You got to care about your customers. You got to care about the people. You got to care about the community. And, that's the first thing my father taught me is you got to care about the people.
Enough Malik.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then, of course, you've got the character. If people don't trust us in handling the money, then what good is it, right? And then finally, collaboration. I think that's where we really come together. Is we constantly gang tackle, we constantly collaborate on everything. And the last 2 years was a real true reflection of the collaborative efforts of the entire bank. Constant phone calls now with go-to meetings, the Teams meetings. We're accessible to everyone with chats, always. Available, always ready, always helping each other out. So that's what's really been pushing us through. The next 3 weeks are going to be very stressful for everyone.
Well, good luck to you, and we'll catch up with you hopefully afterwards. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I do want to also add that, Ed, that you join now a very, very proud and distinguished lineage as Executive of the Year. I'm talking like, Bob Jones, Anne-Marie Munya, John Borlas, formerly of IT&E. Jeff Jones. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Joel Juju.
Exactly.
A whole lot.
Joel Juju, absolutely. So what does it mean to you to be now, in terms of leadership, in terms of creative thinking, in terms of, risk taking, and, being able to not just, have the burden of command, but also to, see it in your performance and everything like that your name will forever be etched, with those distinguished Guam business people?
Well, first when I was nominated, and I looked at the list, and I really thought all the nominees were much more deserving than I am. And then I started thinking about all those others who haven't been selected as Executive of the Year, and I started numbering some, this person could do it, this person could do it, this person could do it, etc. So, that said, all of a sudden now I've become the Executive of the Year. I think it's a great honor, none which I think I deserve, but it is a great honor to be considered in the likes like Bob Jones, Jeff Jones, George Chu, Jerry Tan, Joe Juju, and so forth. I also noticed that my predecessors were also Executive of the Year, so John Lee, Lord Akanai, and so now I'm almost like following their footsteps, etc. Now with that, it hasn't really sunk in yet as to what responsibilities I have, but now that I'm still the regional manager, my duty is to be able to help guide, lead, and grow our staff, and to be able to help our community. And that's still the primary focus, no matter what. Give me a title, it doesn't change what my primary focus is going to be.
Very nice. Okay, well, Ed, time for lightning round and everything like that.
Oh
we want to let everybody know the character of the man who is now your Guam Business Executive of the Year. So I have 7 rapid-fire questions. You ready for this?
I'm not too
Completely unprepared, too. Okay, what was the last book you read, Ed Untalan?
I read I think if I recall, it was 23 Hours in Hell.
Okay.
And that was quite an eye-opener. I think you should read it. It's about an individual who woke up one morning and discovered himself in hell, and he was very vividly describing what it was like. And he woke up, his wife found him 23 minutes later. He was cuddled up on the floor of his kitchen, rolled up like a baby, and he was sweating, he was shaking. And the message was, that he said he eventually saw Christ. And Jesus told him, you need to pass this message on to everybody that hell exists. And
So it is a story of redemption.
Oh, well, it was for him, it was more so, get this message out, because he says, what am I going to do to be able to have them listen to me? I'm nobody. He's like, you don't do anything. You just get that message out and let the Holy Spirit do the rest.
Outstanding. Good Amazon recommendation. Okay, go check that out, 23 Hours in Hell. All right, number 2. When it comes to steak, Ed, are you the kind of guy who cuts as you go? Or do you cut everything up meticulously beforehand and then go to work?
Cut as I go.
Cut as you go.
Cut
okay,
as I
good
go.
to know. That says a lot psychologically. Okay. Ed, as long as I've known you, you've never had a bad hair day in your life. So what is Ed's go-to hair product? Are you team pomade or team spray?
I think it's, was it got to be glued or something like that?
Dippity-doo or?
It's a gel, right?
Okay.
So now I'm like saying, this is too much work in the morning.
I'm all LA looks myself. And you, me, and Joe Atta. Like,
right?
We're
right.
the same crew.
My father grew up with Vitalis. I said, I'm never going to do that. So now I'm using hair gel.
There you go. Okay, best movie you've ever seen?
Oh, man, my best movie is, what do you call it, with Bill Murray, What About Bob?
That's a good one.
I'm
sailing! That's a good one.
I tell you.
1991 that came out. Really funny.
I would just start the movie and I would start laughing throughout the whole thing.
Absolutely.
My favorite movie all time.
Go check that out, everybody. That's on Amazon as well.
What about Bob?
Number 5. Who is your ride or die sports team?
My ride or die sports team, since I got older, I stopped really following sports, but I've always been a fan of the Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Big Blue and Go Pack Go. All right.
Yeah.
How do you take your coffee, Ed Untalan?
With non-creamer sweetener, it's sugar-free sweetener or creamer.
Okay.
Yep.
Just something to get you going?
Yep. But I've been trying to pull back on coffee. As we get older, our body starts telling us things. So, but every morning, Monday through Friday particularly, I'll have at least no more than 1.5 cups of just regular coffee, and I put that non-sugar creamer in there.
There you go. All right. The mind and body. All right. And 7th and final question. What is your guilty pleasure when it comes to candy?
Candy.
I know you splurge every once in a while.
Man.
You certainly can splurge because you're executive of the year.
Chocolate almonds.
Oh, those are good.
Oh, God.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Dark chocolate. You put that thing in front of me, it's gone.
Well, hey, somebody out there, please get our executive of the year a nice big bag of dark chocolate.
No, thanks,
and black coffee.
Black coffee, that's fine.
All right, so Ed, very well deserved, my friend. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
All right, so that's Ed Untalan, our executive of the year. Please stay tuned. Hotspot is back after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.